This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is Viewers Anonymous. What's going on, my guy?
Man, it's been a tough week. Rough week,
I
man.
hear
You
that.
know what I'm saying? A lot of shit been going on in the entertainment world and in the personal life. But you know what I'm saying? Your boy has been through hell and back. So, you know what I'm saying? Nothing I can't handle. But, you know, just taking in some of this content. What about yourself?
Man, I went to hell and never left. Nah, everything been good, man. The multi-gender people or the non-gender people or whatever they call themselves, they tried to attack me on Twitter because I said that Britney Spears choreography looked like she was doing a TikTok dance. So you know what I'm saying? The Britney stands is out. But, I don't know if I want to keep saying pansexual, but I don't think I'm saying the right thing, so I'm gonna refrain from saying that. I just know that the people that may or may not have a gender, and I'm not trying to be sarcastic or anything. I just honestly don't know. Hopefully somebody could teach me because like, a lot of they like profiles are saying like he, him, or like she, her, or like they, them. So like I don't know what that means. Because like I guess that's the pronoun that you're supposed to use for them. But then like I really don't know what all that entails. So I don't really say too much or nothing. And then somebody else had got mad at me because Demi Lovato, she is non-binary now. And she changed her pronouns to them and they. But she made a post that said, "I'm so glad that you could join me on my journey." And I was like, well, shouldn't she change that to "we're so glad you could join me on our journey," or you could join us on our journey? Because like her pronouns is plural. So like she said that day, I'm like, well, that means like she got multiple personalities. So I forgot who. I think it was Autumn. She had said something from the what is her podcast? It's not. Is it Lit Life? It might be Lit Life. Autumn the Aries on Twitter, but I think it's the Lit Life podcast. If I'm saying that right, but I think it was her that said it. She was like, "It ain't nothing like, you know what I'm saying, too big. Don't look too deep into it." So I was like, you know, so I was making jokes though. So you know what I'm saying, like she put the LOL on it or whatever because you know what I'm saying, she got it. So then I was like, well, I said, well, damn. I said, now that's messed up because if I say man they tripping, then I might be talking about Demi Lovato. You know what I'm saying? So she laughed at it or whatever. And then I had a couple people, you know what I'm saying, sending me messages saying that I shouldn't be talking about things that I don't know about. And I couldn't find the Music Soul Child meme to do Teach Me, so I was like, fuck it, I just give it up. Yeah. I mean,
oh man.
I don't know, man. That shit is confusing. Shit.
Listen, dude, that is so funny, dude, because I've been attacked on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, from my, a few comments that I had on the Kwame Brown shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so some dudes got at me, and then one dude brought my mama up. I don't know why. I don't know how my mama got involved. Yeah, man. And it's just like, man, like that's what social media is, man. You use that shit as a tool. But I'm with you, man. Like, cause I mean, that's why I try to stay away from it so much because like there's a lot of shit that I don't understand. Mm-hmm. And like my whole thing is like, yo, be what you want to be. You got one life to live. If that's how you want to do it, rock with it. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh no, they still gonna get these jokes though. Don't let that fool you. Listen, I grilled a nigga in the wheelchair in high school. We was actually going back and forth, so I don't hold back on nobody. Like I treat people equal. If I'm a grill you, I'm a grill you. You have to take these jokes. I don't hold back on that. That's because to me, I feel like that's unfair. Like if I'm grilling, you know what I'm saying, my man who you know what I'm saying is he got 2 legs, he can walk and everything else, and then I don't want to grill you because you're in a wheelchair. I feel like that's like slighting you. You know what I'm saying? You might be way funnier than me. You know what I'm saying? Which he borderline was, but I was trying to talk over him so he couldn't get his jokes out. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I try not to treat people differently in that sense. Like, because some people be looking for that. Like, some people, you know what I'm saying, wish they could, you know, be at the table roasting everybody and having fun like that. You know what I mean? Like, don't nobody want to be left out of certain shit, bro. So, like, with that, like, if I'm giving out jokes, I'm giving everybody these jokes. I'm taking them jokes from everybody too. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to feel like if they say something to me, I might be too sensitive. Oh no, if it's funny, I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, celebrate it. Speaking of, so one of the people, I told you this on air though, but I got to share this because this shit still got me laughing. But one of the people, that was a Britney Spears fan or fan or whatever they call themselves, they had hit me, and I had woke up, and my Twitter handle says Nacho Libre stunt double. So that motherfucker told me that I need to put my nachos down and liberate myself from that opinion. And that shit was genius. I had to clap that shit up. I was like, that shit was brilliant. I had to send him a gift back real quick. That shit made me laugh. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, people just get too sensitive, man. There's a lot of sensitivity going around.
Yeah, man, that's like I was listening to the Dan Levitard show, and they was like fucking around because they got this new girl on the team, and they got on the point where Roy was talking about how he gained weight or whatever, and they was like, "Oh, Roy, you 6'3", you skinny, all this type of stuff." So they told him to stand up and show his stomach, right? So this motherfucker stands up and shows his stomach, and they're like, "Oh man, Roy, all this type of stuff." And so they told Chris to stand up and show his stomach, right? So Chris stands up and show his stomach. And then they said, well, Jessica, we would ask you, but we'll probably get in trouble. And they was like, nah, equal opportunity. They was like, Jessica, stand up and show your stomach, you know, and all this type of stuff. And it's like, yo, like, why the girl got to be excluded? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what the whole thing was. Because, like, they was telling everybody to stand up and show their stomachs, but Jessica. So,
I mean, I feel like as long as the person is, you know what I'm saying, complicit with it and they not offended, then I don't really care what everybody else says. You know what I'm saying? If I say something to somebody and they like, oh, you good, I don't give a fuck what everybody else talking about. You can go kick rocks. That motherfucker said they not offended. So that's the only person's opinion I care about in that moment. Because I don't never want to hurt nobody's feelings or disrespect nobody or nothing like that. Because them ain't never my intentions. You know what I'm saying? I don't never want to lead with, you know what I'm saying, no malicious intent. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to lead with fun and levity. So, you know what I'm saying? If they cool with it, I'm cool with it, man. But, man, we got a special one today, bro.
Oh, man, you came up with a great fucking idea.
Yes, we
It's
did.
so funny because the thing is, it's like what we do. I mean, I ain't giving away the formula or anything, but like we got something else special coming. And we didn't know what was gonna happen because we got, you know what I'm saying, some messages, you know, something might go down, it might not go down, So we know
had to have a backup plan.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have backup plans, especially when you're trying to be as consistent as we are.
Yep.
So you came up with this idea, and I was like, yo, that shit is right up my motherfucking alley. But I've been thinking about that shit since we talked about it. Like I wanted to record the shit the other day, but I was like, I couldn't. Dude, I had to do. Look, dude, I got hit with another damn random, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I just had one like 3-4 months ago.
Damn.
I don't know. These motherfuckers, they trying to call it random. I'm like, I don't know. But but your boy all good though.
That's
so but the thing is, shit, I ain't trying to throw him under the bus or nothing, but he called me Monday. It was like, yo, you got to the end of the week. So you know what I'm saying? But I did that shit Thursday. But dude, I've been so ready to record this fucking episode, dude. I've been excited thinking about this shit, but this is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun one. We got a treat for y'all today.
So today, man, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, have been going on as far as movies coming out. You know what I'm saying? We always keep a list of movies that we can do, but you know what I'm saying, like as I said, we had something in the works. We weren't really sure when exactly it was going to be able to happen or go down. So, you know what I'm saying? We had a contingency plan, and today we are bringing you a horror versus. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. You know what I'm saying? I know we definitely about to enjoy it, but hopefully you guys have just as much fun as we will doing this competition style pod today. So so who you got?
I mean, come on, man. Don't play no games, man. Come on. don't get on here and act like you don't know about not
for
to take
me,
my guy
for the
boy
people,
Heath, man.
Yeah, for
you know
the people, man. I know who you got for the
Y'all
people.
know, hey, I'm rocking with Jason Voorhees, man. You know what I'm saying? Go back, listen to. I wish I could remember the episode, but I did the all-time slashers list. You know what I'm saying? Top 5 list. And this dude, number 1 on the list. Can't nobody listen. We about to go at it, but man, Jason Voorhees, man. That's my guy. That's who I'm going into this little verses with.
And for me, man, I got my guy Frederick Krueger. You know what I'm saying?
You did not. You did not say Frederick.
I got my guy Frederick Krueger, bro. You know what I'm saying? He my man out here. He you know what I'm saying? He's a dog, bro. This is probably the scariest of all of them at the end of the day.
The concept, I think the concept of it, because like my thing with him, excuse me, I've always looked at him like as a comedic character, right? But the concept of him makes him so scary because you cannot live without sleep. Like you have to fall asleep. Exactly. Even you can daydream. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, even when you're not full of sleep. So
that's what I'm saying. You take a goddamn nap, you out of there.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made him scary to me. But he started using this comedic. Well, really all of them. Really, I mean, it even started off him being fucking funny. So you got this dude, but I think that he has like this childish mentality because you think of his backstory of how he worked with.
Man, you ain't supposed to be talking about my character, man.
Oh, my bad.
See, I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen, man. I knew I picked a good one this time. So look, you talk about Voorhees. You stay on Voorhees. Me and Fred over here chilling. Me and Frederick, we gonna hold it down over here, bro.
Boy, you got me for that one.
Frederick Krueger, bro.
Frederick Krueger, man. Hey, man. All right, man. My guy Jason. Everybody know the backstory. You know what I'm saying? Jason drowned in a lake in what I think it was 1980. Is it 80 or 82? I think it was 80. That. So drowns in a lake. You know what I'm saying? The counselors weren't paying him no attention. He had a deformity. So and the only reason
hunching.
And he was not.
Counselors is out there fucking hunching.
Hey, boy, you stupid. So, yeah, but the video. Hey, but I knocked everything down. Oh, man.
That's what they doing, bro.
So, they out there hunching, ain't paying no attention. And see, his mom worked there. So she just basically brought Jason along, kids picking on him, pushed him into the lake. He couldn't swim. So he drowns. So she's pissed off. She hot. So she like, yo, I'm killing all these motherfuckers. So she goes on this killing rampage. Goddamn, killing all these motherfuckers. And so then this one girl had the audacity to chop this bitch head off. You know what I'm saying? So she's a goner. And then the legend of Jason begins. This motherfucker rise from the dead. You know what I'm saying?
A full grown man.
A full grown man He has it.
This nigga went into the lake as a kid, came out a full grown man. What, nigga?
And not only that, this motherfucker, I ain't never seen him look in the mirror one time.
Ever.
How he know his face that fucked up?
No, he did. It wasn't the mirror. It wasn't the mirror. I think it was like
It's a reflection of the lake.
It was either that or something. I think it was like a shattered glass or something that was on the ground because he seen his face one time. He was like, oh, he did that like weird yell. I forgot what movie that was, but I remember that shit happening.
So this motherfucker put the disrespect that you said the last time I mentioned this, man.
What?
When he put that bag over his head.
Yeah, the Ku Klux Klan.
Hey, the disrespect, man.
He was just trying, Wizard Jason.
Man, he was just trying to cover his face up, man. Look, Jason, listen, Jason. I saw this thing that because I follow a lot of horror shit, and they was talking about how many bodies they got, and I think Jason got like 150 bodies or something.
Yeah.
Yo, 99.5 of them bodies are white people, man. Jason doesn't give a fuck.
I don't know about that, but okay. I don't know, man. That sounds like propaganda to me, brother.
All right, maybe 94.5%.
Nah, that's true because they probably ain't let niggas at Camp Crystal Lake.
Exactly. No, they didn't go to Camp Crystal Lake. They like, yo, there's a dude out there killing people. Ain't going out there. So he comes from the dead as a grown man, and this motherfucker start killing people. He finds this hockey mask, and then that's when the legend begins. You know what I'm saying? My guy Jason comes out muscle bound. Look, this dude ain't lift one weight.
I'm telling you, I never understand how this shit is possible.
One weight, but he got thighs of a damn bodybuilder.
Like fucking running back, bro. This nigga move. This nigga he walk everywhere. Nigga don't never run. None of that shit catch everybody, bro. Shit is amazing.
Everybody. Amazing, man. So my guy Jason, man, that's who I'm rocking with today.
Man, I'm rocking with Frederick Krueger, man. Let me tell you something about this dude. So apparently they thought he was a pedophile, and he wasn't. He was just killing little kids. They tried to put that R. Kelly stamp on my nigga, bro. He wasn't with that shit. He was just killing little kids off. You know what I'm saying? He was just one of them dudes that worked at the school and was like, yo, these badass kids, they always doing some shit. You know what I'm saying? I think he was like a janitor or something at the school. And he was just like, hey, I don't want to keep cleaning up they goddamn messes. These little bad motherfuckers keep throwing trash everywhere. So it's time for these motherfuckers to go. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Frederick was out there getting bodies. And the townspeople was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I think I know who killed my kids. And then everybody was like, it got to be Fred Krueger. It has to be Fred Krueger. And so, you know what I'm saying? They burnt my man up in the house. And, you know what I'm saying? Hence, that's why he got the burnt skin. That's why he got that tacky red sweater and that hat. Now, what I don't understand is why he had the hat on in the house. That was kind of confusing, but he had the hat nonetheless. And then the glove, that was a custom-made glove. So let's say that he had some type of fashion sense. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, he was very creative because he made the glove with the knives on it. That glove ain't come like that. He made that. And it looked like he had like an old Porsche or an old maybe it's just a Porsche, but like an old Porsche like driving glove, and was like, man, this glove would look nice if it had knives on it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Maybe a Corvette driving glove or something. So it's leather. It's a brown leather driving glove with actual knives on it. And then on top of that, he was like, okay, I know how to get these motherfuckers back. I can't defeat them in real life, so I'm going to hunt their dreams. So this nigga was the real live boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't go to sleep on this nigga. You know what I mean? he was so powerful that sometimes you would be asleep and not even realize you was asleep. You know what I'm saying? We've seen multiple movies where they'd be sitting there talking to somebody and somehow they fell asleep in the midst of them giving a whole conversation. But we thinking that they still talking. In reality, they on the couch knocked out sleep. So, you know what I'm saying? They tried to use no dose, that didn't work. They tried to use coffee, that didn't work. I don't remember them adding Red Bulls into none of the movies, but I'm sure that ain't gonna work either. You know what I'm saying? My man Fred Krueger, he out here, you know what I'm saying, catching bodies. And not only that, he ain't even catching bodies himself. He making other people catch the bodies. You know what I'm saying? He remember in the first movie, where, you know what I'm saying, my nigga, she was climbing up on the wall because they was about to start hunching, and then next thing you know,
they
she
already hunched.
Oh, that's right, they did. Because she was in the t-shirt, he was in his drawers. And then she was climbing up on the wall, she was on the roof, and then she went to the bed, and then she just started exploding full of blood. And I was like, oh shit. And then they thought that dude did it. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't explain how he did it, but they thought that he did it, which I was like, that's poor police work, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's my guy, man. I got Fred Krueger.
Cool. And like my thing with Fred, man, like there's a trick with Fred that was exposed, and that's what makes the Heather character so important to the story.
Okay.
Because she know the trick.
Yeah.
It's a dream, you ain't real.
Right.
So the only way you can defeat Mr. Frederick is to know that what's happening isn't real and he can't hurt you. Because it's really, Fred is a psychological killer at the end of the day.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? So if you have the mind power, you can defeat him in the mind power. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always bring up this movie. It's really a good movie, man. It went under the radar, but this movie called Dead Silence, and like the whole way to defeat this person in Dead Silence is you can't scream.
Right.
So it's like whatever they do, they come up with all these tactics to make you scream, and if you scream, they cut your tongue out and you die.
Oh shit!
But if you hold your screams in, you get money.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me think of when it comes to Freddy is the whole fact of if your mind is strong enough to be like, yo, this isn't real, no matter how scary this is, you have to keep telling yourself, yo, it's not real. So that's my one thing with Freddy. But my guy, you know what I'm saying, Voorhees, you know what I'm saying, this dude, like you said, he don't run. That's what makes him the scariest is how overpowering he is and how he don't run. This motherfucker.
Man. Listen, you can distract Jason with fireworks.
No.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can distract Jason with fireworks, and you can at least get a 10-foot head start.
Man, you can get all the head starts you want. Listen,
and let's not act like this nigga Tommy Jarvis ain't had a key to destroying Jason, bro.
Man, Tommy Jarvis is the one who fucked the whole damn game up because the thing is, Jason was dead. You know what I'm saying? Now, the whole conception of him is that he can't die. But the thing is, he takes like he basically goes into hibernation.
Right.
It is. So he is, and like, listen, my favorite one of all time is it. I will say this to the end of time. Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. That is the best one. The best one. The Tommy thing is a smart idea.
Yeah.
To go to the damn gravesite and to make sure he's dead. Now, this is one of the most, to me, I know people think I'm crazy, but this is the most iconic scene I've ever seen in my life.
The beginning of this movie is one of the craziest deaths I've ever seen.
Dude, it is the funniest shit ever, man. I got this friend of mine. I'm still trying to get them to watch it. They think this whole Jason shit is stupid, so they haven't seen any of them. So I'm like, yo, you got to watch Part 6. And this is the part that I use to get them to watch it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, so he pull up, they go, and so they want to dig up the thing. So they go, and my dude didn't want to, and both of them came from the psych ward because Tommy went through a lot of shit with Jason.
This the one after Jason goes to hell, right?
No, this is the one after Part 5. Part 5 is the one where Tommy Jarvis was a teenager and Jason wasn't even a killer. Part 5 was this guy was perpetrating being Jason because his son got killed.
I remember.
Yeah. So technically Jason wasn't even in part 5. Mm-hmm. So Tommy goes to the grave site.
This nigga got a fraud with him, nah, bro. That's one strike. How you got a whole imposter?
Hey, we're gonna get to it, but
you can't get a Freddy imposter.
Your boy, yes, he had an imposter.
Who?
Jason.
Yeah, Jason did. Freddy can't get no imposter.
No, okay, we'll get to it. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So remind me, imposter. Okay. So they go, and my man didn't really want to do it, but he did it anyway. So they dig him up. So there goes the coffin. And so Tommy starts, his mind starts going back to what Jason was saying, he was killing his mom or whatever, whatnot. So he grabs this thing from a fence and starts stabbing the dead Jason, right? Mm-hmm. So Jason is sitting down, the dead as hell, maggots flying all over the place, all this shit, right? So he leaves the thing, the part of the fence in Jason when he was stabbing him.
Yep.
And so my dude was like, man, this guy must have really fucked you over. And so then he was like, he has the mask, he throws it down there. Yeah, fuck you, Jason. So then
that's where he fucked up.
Yeah. 2 lightning bolts out of all the places in the world
hit the goddamn pole.
Hit the pole not only one time,
twice.
2 times. Hit this bitch 2 times. So it brings Jason back to life. So
he tossed that motherfucker like a javelin, bro.
So he goes down there. He tries to get the pole out of Jason. So he gets the pole out of Jason. He's trying to get out. Jason wakes up, grab his ass. So this motherfucker grabs his ass, right? And so he gets out and he starts throwing fucking gasoline on him because he gonna set Jason on fire, right?
Bad idea.
Well, it was a good idea until it started raining. So this motherfucker's trying to light the match. It's raining. So then my other guy, now I can't believe I forgot to say this. So when he was stabbing him with the damn metal pole, my man says, Tommy, my heart can't take no more of this.
Oh, yeah. And that's when he threw that motherfucker right through his heart.
Hey, this motherfucker gets out. And the other dude hit Jason upside the head with a fucking shovel. Jason turns around and snatched this motherfucker heart out. Hey, but this is all-time comedy, but and so this motherfucker
that was the craziest death in the whole Jason series. The way that shit happened, though, like they walking off and that nigga just, I was like, God damn. That nigga Jason tossed that motherfucker. He could have pinned that nigga up against something if something was in front of him, bro.
Hey, that shit was so fucking crazy. But this is what tripped me out. When he took his heart out, the dude fell in the coffin, shut halfway, right? So then not the gatekeeper, what they call them, people that look over the caretaker. Yeah, the ground taker. So he was like, I'm not gonna put that slimy sucker back in there, right? Mm-hmm. So this motherfucker so the next day Tommy come out there with the cops and he was like, yo, you gotta dig him up. And the dude said, dig him up. He said, what do you think? I'm a fart head? Hey, boy, I thought that shit was the funniest shit ever. But the caretaker, bro. Hey, that shit still holds up today. I don't give a shit what nobody say. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, listen. The Nightmare on Elm Street. These niggas devised the whole plan to put every kid in that neighborhood on drugs. That way this nigga Freddy could not kill these niggas, bro. Jason has never had that. These motherfuckers keep letting their kids go to Camp Crystal Lake. These motherfuckers are trying to save their kids from Freddy because they know the threat that Freddy poses. I'm telling you, bro, Freddy is a way better and more scarier and threatening character than Jason Voorhees, bro.
Man, listen. So let's get back to this imposter thing, right?
Yes, let's talk about it.
Freddy feeds off fear.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't fear him, But if you fear him, he can fuck you up. But if you don't fear him, he's powerless.
Right.
So in Freddy vs. Jason,
Mm-hmm.
which I got a lot of criticisms on that shit, which we'll get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
He needed that fear. This is the one great thing about this movie. You remember the street scene when the person was in the street and Freddy like went into the street and then like kind of came up with his glove and he tried to slash him, but he went right through him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have enough power. So you know what he needed?
I'm trying to remember because I think that's when he found out how to get out of the dream.
Right? Well, it wasn't. No, what it was the kid didn't fear him. So Freddy said, "I need someone to get them to fear me again."
Yeah, that's when he went to go get Jason.
Exactly, imposter, my guy.
No, they was on drugs, bro.
They didn't fear him. He needed
they was
Jason.
High. That don't count. These niggas was using PEDs, bro. That's not the same, bro.
This motherfucker said PEDs.
They was on PEDs, bro. You know what I'm saying? They was getting away from it by using opioids. And without the opioids, they was all dead. Look, remember, this nigga so cold, he had Jason ready to kill himself. Don't forget, he almost drowned Jason.
All right, now you took me there. I wanted to wait, man. I wanted to wait till the end of the podcast.
I'm just saying. I gotta bring that up though. I have to bring that up.
That's my hugest criticism of Freddy vs. Jason is the fact of how they did Jason. So this motherfucker do this little water thing, and all of a sudden Jason can't do shit. You know how many times? You know how many times he walked into the lake to kill somebody?
Not that part of the lake,
dude. Part 6. You remember when Tommy Jarvis was out there in the middle of the lake and he was talking shit to Jason? You know what I'm saying? Calling him out in that, and Jason walked into that motherfucking lake, went under the water, and then came out the water to break the fucking boat.
I know everybody knows that Jason has great underwater moves. That's not the key though. The key is the fact that my man Freddy. No, it's not the water that he's afraid of. It's that part of the water that he's afraid of because that's where he died. I'm telling you, that's where he drowned. He has to relive that. That's why when he went to that part, if you notice, he wasn't drowning Jason. He was drowning Kid Jason. Because that fear still lives in him. He found a way to get into Jason's fear. So that's why, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, I got something on you. Tick, tick, motherfucker. Time to drown your ass. Then, not only that, don't forget, these niggas had a whole task force to stop Fred. They had a whole task force to stop my man Freddy Krueger. The goddamn Dream Chasers. Shout out to Meek Mill and them. Y'all the better Dream Chasers. These niggas was weak as fuck. This is my favorite. This is my favorite Freddy movie because of one scene. The dude in the wheelchair. This nigga falls asleep, right? Gets into his dream. This is where, you know what I'm saying, they about to defeat Freddy. They finally found out how to defeat Freddy. If we don't fear him, we can create shit in our own dreams too. So he ain't the only one with powers in the dreams. So the dude in the wheelchair, you know what I'm saying, he going through this weird little, you know what I'm saying, underground room or whatever, like a little grotto or whatever. This nigga was like, oh shit, I got powers too. This nigga turned himself into a wizard, but the wizard wasn't like a normal wizard. Like he ain't have a robe and a hat. This nigga was in a trench coat. So this nigga got out the wheelchair, right? And he started zapping Freddy. So he was using his powers and shit to zap Freddy. And Freddy, for a minute, he was getting fucked up. He was like, oh shit. And then he was like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm fucking Freddy Krueger. So, you know what I'm saying? He ran up on that nigga and he killed him. But in that particular scene, when he kills the wheelchair dude who turned into the wizard in the trench coat, you can see him hanging from the wires, you know what I'm saying? In that death scene. So that was one of my favorite movies because I was like, damn, that was, you know what I'm saying? Like that just lets you know how bad the film footage was that we wasn't even able to see the wires. But if you watch that shit in 1080p, you could definitely see them goddamn wires. And you know what I'm saying? They had the big buff black dude who survived. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just the Dream Chasers, bro, is one of the greatest Friday 13th. One of the greatest Nightmare on Elm Streets, bro. That is the funniest Nightmare on Elm Street as well.
Well, this is my thing. In that movie, Jason was getting like they was fighting, and Jason was getting like this water was like coming from the thing, and he was about to stab him, then he stopped.
And he stopped.
And it's like, hold on, man. Like
you gotta remember, Jason was dreaming, so he was getting to Jason's fears. As I said, when you start dreaming, he controls that environment until you tell yourself that you know what I'm saying, it's something different.
And that's the thing. And like I say, like the whole thing of when Freddy is in the real world, he's just a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? But like in that world, like he can fuck you up. Like what if you fall victim to being scared of Freddy and you have that fear, there's no coming out of it. Like you know what I'm saying? Heather is the only person that broke the code. Like she figured it out and she knows how to break the code.
Right.
So, but the thing is like, he had Jason in his dream. So he controlled his mind and he figured out what his fear was and he basically turned him into a kid again. And like my thing was like I didn't like that part because I was because I'm like, I've seen plenty of scenes where Jason was in the water, in the actual lake that he actually drowned in, and he didn't have no issues with the shit. So that was the one of the criticisms that I had when it came to that movie. But when we're talking about my guy, like you said, man, this dude was catching bodies in Manhattan, man. Like, and still to this day, man. Oh, I wish I could remember what my dude name is. You know what I'm saying? When the one black dude with the Adidas jumpsuit, you know what I'm saying? He squared up with Jason. You know what I'm saying?
That's because he was stupid. He was
you know what though? This was the one thing, like, and I didn't think about it back then, but it's like, you know how they would give like the one black character like this arrogance. You know what I'm saying? Like we always the outspoken, we ain't scared of nothing, and you know what I'm saying? So like he was like that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I'll whoop your ass, Jack. Why you walking up on me like that, sucker? Like that?
Yeah. And it's like this motherfucker just starts squaring up with Jason, and it's like really why? But it's like a good thing. It's a bad thing because it's like it gives us like that arrogance to actually think like, we could beat this big motherfucker's ass. But then
they didn't have the right stereotype in the movie. He would have ran in real life.
Well, he didn't have nowhere to run. He was on the roof.
He'd have found a way to get to the next roof. What are you talking about? They're in New York. That's what they do in New York.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, normally we would have ran from that situation. Like,
facts.
I'm not fucking with no dude that with the hockey mask on.
Man, come on, fam.
Like, we running. That's why
this nigga got on a plaid jacket shirt and just hockey mask on. Why are you wearing a hockey mask and a plaid jacket shirt? First off, that don't even go together. I got questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, who dressed you, my nigga? And then after that, you know what I'm saying? He could have shook him up a little bit and then a little head fake, you know what I'm saying, and ran him down the stairs.
Hey, man, look. Jason is the all-time man. Like, I never forget. Hey, but the funniest thing was in part 6 when that company was out there playing the paintball game, and that motherfucker, the one goofy looking dude, he was like these 3 people was walking, and then Jason just falls out of nowhere, right?
Yeah,
pulls up, and then this is the thing. Why people reactions when they see something, they just stand there with their mouth open. So this fucking 6'5", goddamn 250-pound dude, all muscle, just falls from the sky, and all 3 of y'all are just standing there with your mouth open. Watch him pull the machete out of his belt, and you still standing there, and then let him cut all 3 of y'all heads off at the same damn time. So then the goofy motherfucker see it. And so then Jason started walking towards him, and this motherfucker shoots him with a damn paintball gun. Jason, what happened? Jason said, "Yo, you put this red fucking dot on my damn Dickie suit." He gave him the worst treatment. This motherfucker cut him up into like 18 pieces, my guy. You know what I'm saying? When Freddy cut somebody in 18 pieces just because they dirtied up his damn sweater.
He ain't have to. Instead, you know what I'm saying? He killed my nigga who was in Nightmare on Elm Street 2 playing air guitar in his drawers. That nigga had a whole scene in some fucking blue tighty whites. And he was like, yo, we ain't standing for that shit. You got to die, sir. You know what I'm saying? You gave us a minute and a half of unnecessary, you know what I'm saying, penis showing. Nobody wanted to see that scene. Nobody was hype about that scene. But he took my man out for me, and I was like, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, this nigga had put a nigga into a haunted house where he just had his face coming out the walls. Come on, man. Imagine you seeing some shit like that in your dream and it's realistic. Nigga, that should have freaked you the fuck out. You can't leave out the motherfucking house because if you open the door, you might fall into the galaxy or some weird shit that he put out there. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the one movie. I forgot which one it was, but it had like the little snake and the snake turned into his head or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on, man. This Freddy fucking Krueger, he creative. You know what I'm saying? He like a sniper because he gets you from a distance. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, the only person to ever play Freddy Krueger, I believe, was only Robert Englund.
That's not true. The Jackie Haley dude, or whatever his damn name is, he played him in the newest one, which was trash.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
That was trash. He was the dude from Watchmen.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Damn, it was a remake, wasn't it? 2000. Yeah. Was that 9?
No, it might have been like 13 or something like that. Okay. It was bad.
I remember it coming out. I didn't watch it like that though, but I remember it coming out.
Yeah, it was not good, man. Like it was too iconic.
Robert Englund is the only Freddy Krueger, bro.
Yeah, and that's what makes it. So I will give you that. That's what makes it so difficult for another Freddy, for the simple fact of like Robert Englund is him. Like there's been so many different dudes who played Jason.
Kane Hodder is the only Jason, bro.
Well, he's the best.
Yeah. To me, he's the only Jason.
I mean, true. He's my favorite one. He was the one that played him in 6. Mm-hmm. So I see what you're saying. Like Freddy, like he got some good qualities. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, still to this day, there ain't nobody who can take a stroll. Like another all-time part was when Jason was like there was so the groundkeeper guy, right? Mm-hmm. So he's fucking walking around drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
And so he's walking around and then he's drinking and this motherfucker, he's walking. He's like, oh, the end of the road. Where did the road go? And then he was like, he looked at the bottle and said, you led me astray. And then he finished it. And he was like, you're going to be the death of me. He said, what a way to go, huh? And then he chucks the bottle. And then he's sitting there and he makes this move, waiting for the bottle to hit the ground. The bottle doesn't hit the ground. He turned around, Jason right there. This motherfucker broke the bottle with like 2 fingers, my guy, and then stabbed my guy in the neck. So that bottle ended up being the death of him.
Hey man,
come on, man.
Fucked up.
Come on, man. That's the shit.
So man.
Oh shit! Did he freeze?
Nah, we back. We back. Okay. That's an edit point. 416. Okay, so Freddy versus Jason. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to that. How do you feel they did with this joint?
I think a tie was BS.
Okay.
I didn't like that it was a tie. I thought the concept of I mentioned this earlier when we was talking about what did you call it? Shit, imposter. Like he had to
Yeah.
use Jason to get him back. And the dope part about him having to do that was like he brought Jason's mom back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Brought his mom back, and he used her to wake Jason up because Jason was in hibernation again. Woke him up. You know what I'm saying, by using the mom, and got him to go to Elm Street to the same house where all the shit went down, same address,
Yeah.
all this shit, and go kill all the motherfuckers in that house.
Mm-hmm.
But come to find out, the people that was in that house, their people was involved with Freddy from back in the day.
Yeah.
So that instantly brought that fear back because Freddy did come up with a good idea to have him do that at that place to bring them back. Like, I mean, the only criticism I got is that I thought the tie was BS. Like, somebody got to be a winner. Somebody got to win this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought with them having it be a tie, I didn't like that. But then I didn't like, even though, I mean, you made me look at it a little different, but I still thought that it was BS that, like, there's just this stream of water and then all of a sudden my motherfucker just freezes up and now he just all of a sudden turns into a damn kid. It's like, come on, get out of here. And then
Well, I mean, technically, motherfucker is a kid, though. He's just in a grown man body.
True.
But okay, so what I didn't like was his plan, right? He didn't think his plan all the way through, which is not like him. So the plan where he gets Jason to go out and kill everybody, he didn't put into the account that everybody was now going to be scared of Jason instead of being scared of him.
Yeah.
So he kind of gave Jason that leeway, like, yo, go kill these motherfuckers. And then when he seen everything happening, he was like, oh, man, this shit really didn't work still because now these motherfuckers really ain't scared of me. They're scared of fucking Jason.
Hey, it was so funny.
Like,
it's so funny you brought that up because, like, when they was talking about Freddy, they was like, yo, man, that dude in the hockey mask.
Yeah, he was mad at the motherfucker about that shit. And then this nigga Jason was stealing kills and shit. This nigga bust open the locker. He upside down. He about to, here's Freddy. As soon as he swing, that motherfucker disappeared. That motherfucker went off. He was like, no. Man, listen.
Hey.
Man, a lot of people don't give that movie credit, though. But that movie, for what it was, that was a great fucking movie. The fact that you have two of the most iconic horror characters in one movie, and you even got them to have a fight scene in that movie, on top of still giving you that organic horror movie, slasher, psycho thriller, you know what I'm saying? Being able to put all that into one bunch and giving us everything that we look for. We still had that nostalgia of the old 80s movies because they was killing niggas right before they was about to bone. And then not only that, you had you had a little new age into it with the storyline of, the kids getting drugged. But then you also had, Freddy, who was still doing his thing and was finding a way to get his power back. And then you had Jason, who got brought back into it, doing his thing with killing people off and not dying and showing up whenever motherfucker wasn't ready. And so, like this movie was dope. And I think with the because you brought up the tie, I think the tie was because there was supposed to be a second movie. And I think we just never got that, which to me was that kind of sucked because it would have been dope to have a Freddy versus Jason 2 or, like a Freddy versus Jason versus Mike Myers or some shit like that. Like, it was always that opening for Mike to get in there, but I don't think Mike Myers could have hung with either one of them niggas, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I think Mike is too realistic.
Yeah.
I think that he wouldn't, because I see people say, oh, what would you think would happen between Michael Myers and Jason? It's like, yo, Jason would chop his motherfucking head off.
That's what I'm saying.
Like real quick.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a battle because he's too realistic, especially the way that they got Mike now. Because like the way they portrayed him in the newest Halloween to come out, which was like the 40-year and like the 40-year type thing. Like he's an old ass man now.
Okay.
And it's like, and they made him very realistic. So
so this
it's
nigga
like,
actually aged
yeah, like you can see he has a huge gray beard.
in the new one.
Yes, he has a
Oh shit.
whole full gray beard.
Yeah.
Like he's like 50 or 60 or some shit like that.
Oh
So
shit.
that's what I'm saying. Like he wouldn't be able to compete in this. I see what you're saying. That it was supposed to be another one, so they did the whole tie situation.
Yeah.
I do like how they was able to because they put Jason to sleep and oh boy, the whole mouth him off part was funny as fuck. When it was like they told they told Kelly Rowland that she had to get his motherfucker mouth to mouth. I was like, yo.
Man.
I was like, no.
I was so pissed when Kelly Rowland died, bro.
Yo.
The fucking machete to the tree. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but I didn't like the whole thing of her wanting to get a nose job. Like, come on, man. Somebody else could have did that part.
Yeah, she was, and that's when she was like just getting fine too, though. Like she always been fine, but like she was getting like grown woman fine around that time. So like this is right when she was crossing that plateau. You know what I'm saying? Like Kelly Rowland it was always beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but like she was getting like grown woman fine. Like when you seen her around that time, you was like, oh, when she get older, she gonna be fine. She gonna be like MILF material, cougar material.
Yeah, and so like I thought that part was funny, but when the old girl figured out like, yo, we can bring pieces from his dream world into
just
our
by
world.
Waking up. Oh man!
But and they figured out how to bring this. Hey, but it was so for the face on Robert Englund's face.
Yeah,
when this motherfucker saw that he wasn't in that dream world no more.
Man,
hey, but that shit was hilarious.
that's
knew
when you
it
realize all your shit don't work.
Hey, this motherfucker climbed on his shoulders.
He was doing some shit. He dropped that one shit on him. What was that? He dropped that motherfucking
that huge ass. I can't remember. I don't know what you call it.
It was like a shipping container or some shit like that, and that shit still didn't work.
Hey, boy, the all time boy, when this motherfucker started hitting those propane things,
yeah,
and they started flying at him,
that shit still didn't work.
Hey, he caught this motherfucker twice. This motherfucker got hit. He's flying in the air, and he got hit again.
Bruh, that shit. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like that scene was like so dope because like we've never like, and you know what I'm saying, it's always been something that was talked about over the years, but we've never had the opportunity to see, you know what I'm saying, two slashers go head to head, and not only just go head to head, but still do what they do best.
Yeah. And I think that I think that in the real world, I felt that Jason should have been a little bit more dominant. Mm-hmm. I felt like it felt more like a Jason, not Jason. It felt more like a Freddy movie because I felt like they gave him it
seemed like they gave him the upper hand. Yeah,
they did like because he was quicker. Even in the real world, like Jason took a lot. Like that's just like who's that fighter? It was just one fight, like Rocky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the beating that Rocky takes every fight, but he always found a way to knock him out at the end.
Rocky and like you know, franchise, bro.
And you know, and like the thing with Rocky is if he don't get the knockout, he's losing every decision of every fight that he ever fought.
He don't got nothing but moral victories.
Every time, dude, every time. So it's like that's what that was. Jason was getting his fucking ass whooped. He was slicing the fuck out of Jason.
But you got to remember though, like, because Jason is such a big dude. At the end, he just cut that motherfucker head off, and that was it. Like, it wasn't. He didn't have to do too much.
Well, the thing is, like, they made it seem like because of how muscular he was, that he was slow.
Right.
So they made him like really slow, and he was like slicing them up, and then he stabbed them in the eyes.
Yeah.
Now, the persistence for when he stabbed him in the eyes and he fell in that water, for him to come out of the water with no eyeballs, and hit Freddy clean in the back and kill this motherfucker with his own knife. How the fuck you see that shit, man?
Hey, man, it's just instinct. It's instinct.
That's what I'm saying.
I got to give you credit on that one. That's all instinct. That's just years and years of slicing off motherfuckers' heads. You know what I'm saying? At that point, he could have did it with a blunt object and still made it a clean sweep off that motherfucker. So
and then another thing is, I don't know who this will go to, but like, so Jason, this motherfucker killed people with a machete. He killed people with axes. He killed people with bow and arrows. This motherfucker killed people by smashing their head through the side of an RV.
Don't need none of that shit. All he needs is for you to take your monkey ass to sleep, and that's it. He come up with some shit later. That nigga had you killed by a Freddy Krueger bear. It don't matter. You gonna die. You know what I'm saying? He don't need weapons. He got psychological magic.
True. Like I give him that. Like the whole psychological thing about it is, if you feel this dude, it's a done deal, man. Like, you're done. There's absolutely nothing you can do. And you mentioned that Dreamcatchers, which I believe was 5, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Dreamcatchers was 3.
It was 3.
Well, so, they called them the Dream Warriors, but I called them the Dreamcatchers.
Okay. Dreamcatcher was a crazy ass movie, by the way. If nobody never seen that shit, Stephen King joint.
Yeah.
But my favorite always been the first one and New Nightmare.
Yeah. New Nightmare is when Wes Craven break the fourth wall, right?
Yes.
Or him and Freddy break the fourth wall.
Yes, he was in this one because like it was like a whole thing of like, well, Wes Craven was having dreams, because the whole thing about Wes Craven was they said that Wes Craven would have these dreams. And a lot of the movies that he wrote or produced, or however you want to call it, he dreamed it, and he just woke up from his dreams and he wrote the shit. So the whole concept of the movie is Wes Craven is having these dreams, like you said, and it broke through that barrier. And so you get the actor Robert Englund, you get the actor of her name was Lincoln Camp. I can't remember what her first name was.
Hold on,
Heather. Her name is Nancy in the movie, but her name is Heather. Okay. Heather Lincoln Camp. So they have the real actors actually playing real people,
right?
And like Wes Craven has this stuff going on behind the scenes because Heather's husband works for the place, and like he recreated his glove and all this little shit.
Yeah, Heather Langenkamp. She was in the first one.
Yeah, she was in the first one and the last. I think she was in the second one too, but I don't think she was in it long.
She wasn't in it that long.
She what?
No, so she wasn't in it that long.
Yeah, and but I think the New Nightmare was so dope. Like, dudes, even still to this day, let me tell you about my stupid ass. I be embarrassing myself too much on this podcast. So, one of my favorite part was when her husband in New Nightmare was she called him like, yo, I need you to come home, blah blah blah, all this type of shit. So he's tired as fuck. So he's in his truck. He's driving in his truck. And so he started dozing off while he was driving. And so Jason, like not Jason, but Freddy Glove, like comes out of his seat but my man wakes up when he swerves.
Mm-hmm.
And so my favorite part, and I'm gonna try to do it, and I never could do it as good as the actor did it, right? So this motherfucker, he sits up and he starts hitting the steering wheel. He said, "Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come
on." That's hilarious.
Hey, man, that's my funniest. That is the funniest part ever, but
that's fucking hilarious.
And then he ended up falling asleep anyway, and this motherfucker cut his fucking chest open. But man, I used to try to do that all the time, dude. Like every time I like fuck around, I'm like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey, man, that's the all-time shit, but that's my shit. But that's one of my favorite ones, man. Like I give Freddy his credit. Like, even though for me it's always like that's one of my favorites one too. Is the Dream Warriors one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that one was dope. But really, like a lot of the rest of them, I that's one of the reasons I didn't mention it in the franchise thing, because I feel like there was some duds in there, man.
Yeah, big time.
So I couldn't give it its credit, but
I think through both of them it was though, man. Like to me, I think like Friday the 13th, like 1 through 3 was great, and then like once it hit like 4, it was just like all right. But I mean, like for me, I like the which one is the one where they was in the they had the house out in the country.
You talking about Jason?
Yeah, it was a Friday the 13th. I want to say is it 3 or 4?
Well, there's never a house in the country. There always a like Camp Crystal Lake.
Nah, this one is not necessarily at Camp Crystal Lake. They have it's like a summer house or something that they went to. Hold on, you're
not talking about the one with the girl that had the telekinesis, are you?
No. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Which that was a dope concept to add, because Jason didn't know what the hell was going on. This bitch was picking up shit and throwing it at him. And he's like, "Yo, what the hell?" Now that was a dope concept to add to it.
Yeah, okay, it's the third one. That's the one. They had it's like a summer. It's a cabin, but it's like a summer house or some shit where they all go up there. Like it's a group of them that go up there or whatever. And Jason kill them out because they end up getting into beef with like these motherfuckers that's in like a biker gang or some shit like that. And I remember the only reason I remember it, and one of the funniest reasons that I like that movie though is this motherfucker siphon their gas. That shit made me laugh hard as fuck, bro. I forgot that niggas actually used to siphon gas. And this nigga stole their gas and took it to the barn or hid it in the barn. And right when old girl was about to get away, she jumped in the van, and I forgot that nigga had siphoned the gas, so she got right on the bridge, and that motherfucking van died. Hey, bro, that shit was funny as fuck, bro. I was like, God damn, I forgot about that shit. But yeah, that was a good one.
I feel you.
And they were smoking weed in that movie too. That was funny.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, for me, I'm kind of on the opposite. Like for me, like I didn't really care too much for 2. I thought it was a dope idea to do what they did with 5, because 5 had its moments, man. Like it was so funny because that lady that lived out there, and her son had a disability, and this motherfucker. And this motherfucker was riding that damn moped or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And he was like, they embarrassed me, Mom. They embarrassed me. And she was like, you better get in here and eat this stew. Motherfuckers are stupid. Oh, man. Like, it had its moments, man. Like, but I mean, then you got the little silly shit. Like the ones that I think is silly was like, I didn't really care too much for 7 and 8. Like, man, Jason really walking around in Manhattan, my guy. Like getting bodies, man. Like, come on.
That's what it started to like. That's what I said, bro. Like once it hit like the early 90s, them shit started to get corny, bro.
They did.
They started to get super fucking corny.
I never showed you my thing, my guy. Look at this shit.
Ah, that's sweet. That's sweet as fuck.
Man, a fucking customer on my route got me this shit, man.
That's dope.
It's actually a cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
I
a
was
tiki though, ain't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sweet, bro.
But I don't want to drink out of it, man. I said it's
I
so
don't blame
dope,
you.
man.
Keep that in the container. I mean, yeah, keep that in the box. That motherfucking nice.
Yeah, man, that thing is dope, man.
That's fire.
But yeah, man, Jason, my dude, man. We'll let the fans decide. But
Yeah,
I think they both got advantages. I mean, it was a tough battle for me for the simple fact of like, yo, but if he get into your head, man, you're done, man. You're
Right.
done. You're
It's a
done.
wrap.
But I also feel like if you around a lake, cause see the thing with Jason is basically, man, if you ain't a lake goer in the woods,
oh yeah, you good.
yeah, you
Well,
good.
until he went to Manhattan, but outside of that, you straight.
Yeah, and he got to Manhattan by
space.
mistake. Man, we ain't going there, man.
Bro, you are not going to disclaim Jason X, bro. That was a good one.
Man, I think because I think my thing with it. All right, we'll get down to the nitty gritty, man. They changed the mask, man. Come on.
They changed everything. He had the nano suit.
Yeah, man, and it's like, nah, man, like we gotta stick to the tradition, man. But I will say this, like the remake. Don't get me wrong, that they fucked up the remake for what's the name too, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Both of them, yeah, big
but
time.
Like, yeah, the remake that they made in like 2009 or whatever it was.
I had Friday the 13th, the new one on bootleg, and it was bad. So I knew it was gonna be a bad movie.
It was bad, man. The only good part is when Jason came out of that barn and my dude was running, and boy, he rounded up, boy, and threw that axe. I was like, yo, that shit was dope. That was it. That was the only dope part in that movie. That was it.
Yeah, man. So, you know what I'm saying? It's up to you guys, man. Y'all let us know who do you guys think is the better out of the two in our horror movie versus Frederick Krueger or, you know what I'm saying, Jason Voorhees. It's up to y'all. Y'all can hit us up on the tweets, let us know, or y'all can hit us up on the IG, let us know, or the, you know what I'm saying, where any of our social medias, y'all can hit us up and let us know. So just hashtag viewers anonymous. I think that's cool for them to do. Let us know, Freddy or Jason, hashtag viewers anonymous. You know what I'm saying? So we can find out who came out on top of this. So what we got up next, my guy? Is this the Hood Classic?
It is.
Okay.
But with that being said, this next pod is going to be actually, well, technically this was the bonus episode. Like what y'all listen to right now is basically like a bonus episode. We got something lined up. And like we said at the beginning of this podcast, this was like an idea that we did because we got a message and we thought that the original plan was gonna kind of, go off the rails, but it was able to be fixed. So we decided to do this idea. So you basically got a bonus episode. Just a bonus episode. But what we got coming up, man, is it's going to be a different type of episode. It's going to be something that we have not tried.
And we're doing a mashup.
Yeah, it's a mashup episode. So
we're doing another mashup because I said we already did a mashup before.
Yeah. But that mashup that we did the last time, it's not going to be exactly the same as this one.
Well, yeah, this time we kind of like to guess. So
yeah, and but we are incorporating our movie shit into it.
Yeah.
So so the last one was a mashup of podcasts, but we had one focus, we had one goal of what we was doing. So this is going to be a little different. So I hope the people enjoy it, man.
Me too, man. Me too.
Because I think it's gonna be fun, man. And the person that we're doing it with, man, they always bring it. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be dope.
Man, with that said, man, y'all know what it is. Make sure y'all tune in. But you guys can find me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. You can find me on Instagram at Scoots Bronson _TV. You can also find me on YouTube at Scoots Bronson TV. Don't forget to go to Facebook, join in on the VA Pod Watch group. Send a request to join in. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at ViewAnonPod, all one word. Descriptions will definitely be in the the links will be in the description. So you guys can always go to the description and hit that follow button as well. And that's all I got, bro.
You can follow me at s.foster on Instagram and also Twitter. Stolen Time. Well, just Stolen Time Pod on Instagram. You can also go to the Stolen Time Podcast page on Facebook. And there was no Stolen Time Podcast all 28 minutes or less this previous week. So you can always go back and listen to some old episodes. I had a big week last week when it comes to the 28 minutes or less. So y'all can go find, like I just did this episode. There's a bunch of different type of horror episodes. Me and you did a top 10.
Yeah.
On 28 minutes or less. So you could go back, find that episode where we did a top 10 horror movies of all time. I did my top 5 slashers of all time. I've done the whole Halloween series on there. So, if you're into this type of horror shit, I have a lot of shit on the 28 minutes or less that y'all can go check out.
Yeah, man. Once again, we appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget, make sure you guys hit us up on the social medias. Let us know either Freddy or Jason and hashtag viewers anonymous. And you already know how we get up out of here, man. Like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.